We have to talk just a little bit about something because it actually plays into the news of the day. It was this Charlie Gard story. The parents of Charlie Gard, you remember this was a baby who was terribly ill. Basically, the parents said, look, we think we should take this child, our baby, to America where they have an experimental procedure that'll cure this horrible disease the kid has, which is eating away. The courts said no, held this up so long that when the American doctor was finally allowed by the court to examine the baby, he said, look, it's too late. The procedure will no longer work because the courts held this decision up so long. So here, it's a heartbreaking cut, but is worth watching. Let's listen to Chris Gard, the baby's father, making the announcement that basically they've given up and why they've given up.
There is one simple reason why treatment cannot now go ahead, and that is time. A whole lot of time has been wasted. We are now in July, and our poor boy has been left to just lie in hospital for months without any treatment whilst lengthy court battles have been fought. Tragically, having had Charlie's medical notes reviewed by independent experts, we now know, had Charlie been given the treatment sooner, he would have had the potential to be a normal, healthy little boy. Despite his condition in January, Charlie's muscles were in pretty good shape and far from showing irreversible, catastrophic structural brain damage. Dr. Hirano and other experts say his brain scans and EEGs were those of a relatively normal child of his age. We knew that ourselves because as it is parents, we knew our son, which is why we continued fighting. Charlie has been left with his illness to deteriorate devastatingly to the point of no return.
So, I mean, obviously, this is England, right? They have the national health. They're so proud of the national health. Rich people, of course, fly out to America to get health care. I was there. I won't say I never used the national health, but whenever I needed something serious, I went and got private health care. I don't know if you remember, I was talking a while back, just a few days ago, about, I think it was in Toronto, where they needed to build some stairs because people kept slipping in this park. And the government put in got a bid for $65,000 stairs. And a guy went out with some homeless people and built it for $550. And the government, instead of saying, oh, we're ashamed of being the government and trying to get away with charging between $65,000 and $150,000, as I recall, they instead attacked the guy who built the stairs. Now this father whose baby is going to die comes out and says, you wait, it may have been a slim chance. This was our decision. We're the parents. We love this baby. We know this baby. This is our decision to make. You held us up until essentially you eliminated this chance. The High Court, this is the High Court of Justice Family Division, instead of saying, maybe we should reconsider having killed this baby, maybe, not at all. The judge then issues a decision and he says, I think it's my duty to comment briefly on the absurd notion that has appeared in recent days that Charlie has been a prisoner of the National Health Service, or that the National Health Service has the power to decide Charlie's fate. This is the antithesis of the truth. In this country, children have rights independent of their parents. This is a baby we're talking about, right? When you say a baby has rights independent of the parents, other than the right to life, the right not to be tortured or something like that, you're essentially saying that the government has the right to make decisions for the baby because the baby's not going to be making decisions for himself. He says almost all of the time the decision goes on. Parents make decisions about what is in the best interest of their children, and so it should be. Just occasionally, however, there will be circumstances such as here where a hospital and parents are unable to decide, and it's in the best interest of the parents that we take it to the court. Well, good job, jackass. Some people were actually writing me about this because I complained about it before, and they were writing me from England and saying, no, you don't understand. In England, you see, when you put your child in the hospital, he becomes essentially the charge of the doctor, and the doctor has to decide. My answer to that is, remember back in 1776 when we were shooting at you? This is why. This is why we don't want the decisions made from the top down. We want decisions made by the people who love us, by the closest person to us. We want decisions made by family, if not the family, the town, if not the town, the city, if not the city, the state. Only when it has to be made by the federal government? Do we want it made from some central government? This was a decision. And look, this is not even a question. We don't even get to the question of the right to life or anything like that. It's a question of who decides, who makes these decisions. The person who loves the baby. And the